The night the sea broke its back against our shore, we were warm. Rain hammered the turf roof of the hall like a smith too drunk to stop. The fire pit threw its red light up into the rafters, and the smoke went curling out the hole in the roof to be torn apart by the wind. We had mutton on the boards and ale in the horns, and Ulf was telling a lie about a bear he had never fought, and the lie was a good one, so we let him keep it. Then the doors blew in. Not the wind, a boy. He came through them the way a fish comes over the gunwale, all flailing limbs and sea water, and he landed on his knees in the rushes with the storm howling in behind him. Half drowned, salt-crusted. His lips were blue, and his hands were raw as butchered meat. He began to speak, and the words came out of him so fast and so tangled that they were not words at all, only a river of sound breaking over itself, drowning itself. Something of drifting, something of a whole day on the grey water with no oar and no sail. Something about how he should not be alive, how the storm should have taken him, how the beast beneath should have taken him, and how the gods had thrown this island under his boat like a hand under a falling child. And then the only part any of us caught clean. My home is under attack. The hall went quiet. The fire spat. Bjorn rose from the bench, wiping grease from his beard with the back of his hand, and looked down at the shivering thing on our floor. "He came from the sea," Bjorn said. "Shall we give him back to the fish?" Some men laughed. I did not, because the far door had opened without a sound, and the Völva was standing in it. She came in from the dark, wet-shouldered and grey-eyed, and the laughter died the way a candle dies. She did not look at Bjorn. She did not look at me. She looked at the boy, as if she had been expecting him since before he was born.
"It is time,"
she said.
"Listen to the boy."
Nobody moved.
"It is as the cards said,"
she said.
"It is as the bones said when they fell in my lap on the night of the long frost, and I told you all, and you called it an old woman's weather. The bones do not care what you call them. Listen to the boy."
So we listened, and with the whole hall silent around him, the boy found his breath, and found his tongue, and told it plain. An army had come to his people's shore, not raiders. An army, ranks of them, more than he could count, moving like a black tide up the beaches. And at the head of them, he said, and here his voice cracked and went small, at the head of them walked a thing that was not a man, a demon. And it did not shout orders. It simply walked, and the ranks moved as it moved, as though it were the tide, and they were only the water. I was on my feet before I knew I had stood. My horn was on the floor, L in the rushes. "Where?" I roared. "Where is this boy?" He lifted an arm that shook like a reed and pointed. Past me, past the fire, past the smoke and the rafters and the storm-beaten wall of my own hall. East, east, over the black water. And behind me the Völva let out a slow breath, like a woman who has waited a long, long winter for the ice to crack.
"Yes,"
she said.
"Indeed, it is time."
I turned on her. "Time?" I said. "Time for what, old mother?" She crossed the hall to me. She was half my size. She did not seem it.
"For you to stop growing fat on meat and ale in a warm room, telling old stories to men who have stopped making new ones. Time to put your hands back on an oar. Time to put your ship in the water, Jarl, and go east and meet the thing that has been walking toward you your whole life."
She let that sit. The fire cracked.
"It is time,"
she said,
"to sail and face your destiny."
Outside, the storm was already beginning to ease. The gods, it seems, only needed it long enough to deliver one boy.